Welcome everybody to this week's Cafecito. I hope this finds you all doing amazing and blessed and just welcoming the new year with great things. I wanted to talk about a couple things today. My guest had to postpone, so we're going to catch up with her in a couple of weeks when she's available. But today, I figured I'd take this time to talk about a couple different things that I think are really important for us to cover. And I'll start with a lot of great things that are happening with United Latinas. Some of you who are on our mailing list and are subscribed and are community members, you should have gotten the notice that we have first launched our Mighty Hub network. If you have not received that email or would like to be part of that network, put a comment in the chat here below, whatever platform you're watching this on. And I will also put a link so that you guys have really easy access. And the reason why we created the Mighty Hub Network is important, right? A lot of the reasons why Latinas or how Latinas can really flourish is having community and partnerships, right? Many of you are out there in your own individual silos, just trying to get it done, right? We understand the plight of man, right? That just trying to get it done, that hustle mentality. And for a long time, it's been, why are we all working in individual silos when we are all looking for ideally the same things: support, community, understanding, knowledge in business, knowledge in leadership, knowledge in public speaking, knowledge in the framework to start putting yourself out there and really be known for what it is that you do best. Now, there's a couple little things that are baggage tied to that, right? Many people don't exactly know what it is that they do best, or maybe they're at a pivotal point in life and career, right? Especially in this age group, and maybe 40s, 50s, and 60s, I've coached a lot of women that have told me that they have shifted, right? The mentality of, or the career that they have done for so long, now they're doing something different. And what does that do to one's confidence? It completely messes with it. It can, right? If you have built a career in a profession for so many years, but you have decided to make a shift, whether it's through entrepreneurship or pursuing a new type of career, there's a lot of shakiness that goes with that, right? It's really recreating who we are. And, you know, the other day I saw a statistic that said one of the biggest pandemics that are happening right now is mental health, the mental health pandemic, where people are feeling so isolated and so alone. And there is no reason why when we can be in community. So I think that is one of the beautiful things with our Mighty Hub network. So I'll make sure to put that in the link. But the other topic that I wanted to talk about is this idea of certain topics being taboo, right? Certain topics being taboo. And why is that, right? So we had a board meeting last night for United Latinas, and one of the topics of conversation were, what is it that we stand for? You know, what do we believe about the world around us? What do we really believe about what is possible for us as Latinas and for our communities? And there are certain conversations that are very difficult to have, but are so important for us to really have a space where we can find understanding amidst it all, right? And that is, we were talking about this year being an election year, right? This is probably one of, I think every election year is an important year, right? But probably one of the most chaotic ones is happening this year. So we were talking about, how do we voice without being partisan, right? We want to stay in the middle. We don't want to ruffle any feathers with anybody. So then that brought the question is, why? Why are we tiptoeing around issues that we are passionate about when certain things are really important to have a conversation around, right? There's so much that we want to do as a community for Latinas. And there are certain belief systems and there are certain individuals that are for the agenda of moving forward, and then there are others that are not. We have to discern and determine the difference between those two. So I would love your input on, when it comes to the topic of politics, where do you stand? Te queda calladita, Or do you have a voice? Do you have an opinion, right? And are you able and willing to say what it is that you believe? And I'll say this, in the beginning of United Latinas, that was kind of one of my big concerns is we need to talk about politics. You know, as much as this is, it's so dirty that we must get our hands dirty, right? Because there's many Latinas that are starting businesses and entrepreneurs and having side hustles and even leadership and in executive spaces. There are certain things that we must understand that's important for us to really have this conversation, right? The idea that we can do all of that, but if we do not have the people in power that are advocating for us, then where does that leave us, right? Where does that leave us? We must be responsible, or we must take a collective responsibility over helping the people that are advocating for us, and not just solely advocating for us, right? There's so many other issues. That's why it's dirty politics, right? There's so many other issues there, right? Because some are facades, right? Some people say they support you just to, you know, have a little check on their box and you know, say I did this, I showed up to this event. So I think it's important for us to understand the criticality of making sure that we are electing officials, whether it's your local congressman, local senator, even the school board, even your local school boards, right? Being involved in making sure that we are electing the people that have the right mindset that is aligned with us, whatever that is for you, right? But making sure that we intentionally seek out and do the work, because it is work, right? I know for a couple years, for a couple different elections, it's like we have to study who's running for office and really discern that. When there's so much information to go through, we don't know. Some people have a you know, a great profile, and then there's some ugly stuff behind it, right? But still, I think in these collective spaces, we can really have the conversations about who's for our agenda. And our agenda is really to advance, to have the same opportunities and the same rights and the same experiences potentially that others have, right? And we need to be the ones to voice our opinions and say that. So this calladita te ves más bonita definitely doesn't apply when it comes to politics, right? Even though some people may lead you to believe that it should. It's taboo topic. Don't talk about it because it's dirty and it can be partisan and someone's not going to like you. So that brought up the question, why are we worried about that, right? Why are you worried by the small few that are not going to be aligned with what your beliefs are if you truly believe those beliefs, right? So that was one topic that I wanted to quickly kind of cover and kind of get your input on. That is, how do you guys feel about the conversation of politics, and how do you guys feel about companies having a stance of some sort in politics? Because they already do, right? They're already, all these big corporations and organizations are funding probably individuals that are not in line with your beliefs. So in order to get the right people in place, all we have is our voices, right? That's really all we got. So we need to stand up for those things and really have conversations around those things. The other topic on the mental health and this loneliness factor, would love to hear how you guys perceive that, or how you guys are experiencing that lonely factor, and what are you guys doing about it, right? Some of you watching this are part of our community. Some of you aren't. Some of you are watching this for the first time. So I want to invite you again to join our Mighty Networks platform. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about is some books, some personal development books, and one that I'm rereading right now. And I think this is a powerful book to share with everyone. I don't know how many of you have read it, but this is Wallace Wattles' The Science of Getting Rich. If you have not read this book, I'll put a link to it in the chat as well. So, and actually add it to our blog so you guys can have easy access to it. But I did want to read you an excerpt. This is from chapter 5, An Increasing Life. But this whole book is dope. It's very thin book, easy to consume, and really life-changing if you're into this kind of stuff. So there's if you could see, I have a ton of stuff highlighted throughout this whole book. but I'm going to read you one excerpt that hopefully this leaves you with some oomph for the day, and then some just some motivation to really look at life a little bit differently. So here goes. In order to know more, do more, and be more, we must have more. We must have things to use, for we learn and do and become only by using things. We must get rich so that we can live more. The desire for riches is simply the capacity for larger life seeking fulfillment. Every desire is the effort of an unexpressed possibility to come into action. It is more power seeking to manifest which causes desire. That which makes you want more, that which makes you want more money is the same as that which makes the plants grow. It is life seeking fuller expression. I love that. That always kind of gets me emotional when I read that. But I think that that is so profound because we think, especially in our communities, right? Having money is, I don't know, there's some baggage tied to that, right? But this book will certainly wake you up and get you out of that mindset. Just really understanding the power and the energy that is all in this oxygen and this air space that's all around us, and our ability to impact it, right? Spiritually, our ability to create life. Everything that you see in this room, everything you see all around you has been conceived in someone's mind, in someone's desire, someone's idea, and it's manifested itself. That is the same power and potential that you have, right? That all of us have. It's 2024 already. And I want to end with this quick just note, and that is, if anything's going to change in your life, it's up to you. If anything is going to evolve, it's up to you. You are the one that's responsible for making things happen. And it's been way too long for you putting things on the back burner, waiting for the right time. There is never going to be a right time. There's never going to be everything is aligned and now I can hit go and now I can do this, right? For far too long, you have been waiting. Things have been waiting. It's time to execute. It's time to put pen to paper. It's time to take action to the inaction and start executing on these ideas that you probably have had for many, many years, and you've waited or are still waiting for the right time to execute them. I think the whole idea of that is, or the whole summary of that is that with community, with people that could really help galvanize you, that can help help you make sense of the different things that you have going on, right? The different ambitions that you want to do, the different, wherever you want to go, right? But that's why United Latinas has those three core functions, right? Leadership, public speaking, and business growth. Those are the three most critical things that is viable to every human alive right now. Really understanding how to share your voice, how to speak up, how to just articulate what it is that you're thinking, what it is that you believe about the world around you. That's so important. The leadership aspect, really taking ownership, whether you're in a profession, in corporate office or in an office, as an executive or career professional, you have a responsibility to share and contribute to that atmosphere. You have an obligation to, because it's not just you, it's the people around you too that are observing, right? I was the only Latina in the leadership position for a long time. And I would, want to see other Latinas in that space. And through conversations, you hear just for many cultural baggage reasons, right? Which we all understand. But it's up to us to make sure that we are sharing our ideas. They may flop, they may not, they may be great, right? But I guarantee you probably have a genius idea inside of you that you've been holding on to, and it's time for you to voice it and share it and let whatever comes of that, right? We can't stay quiet anymore in those spaces. When it comes to leadership, if you want someone to do something, if you want to inspire other Latinas, they're going to watch what you do, right? You have to be that example to show your family, your friends, your community, your sphere. You know, you have to be the one that shows them that things are possible, because it is possible. It is possible. So through your example, through you leading, you are going to impact the lives of Latinas. And our business, you know, we think the skills of understanding how to start a business, how to run a business, how to get sales for a business, how to market your business, we think those skills are critical to whether you're still in a career or you're an entrepreneur, right? It's important for you to have those skills, because they're going to pay in so many ways, especially if you're a career professional still. Understanding business fundamentals, understanding all of that is going to help you, number one, do very well in your job, but also help you plant the seeds for a future for you, right? Because we need to create things ourselves. We need to be the owners of our destiny. And the only way to really do that is to start something or co-find something with someone else, right? You don't have to be alone. You can find partnerships. You can find a community around that. All right. So that's my little rant for today, guys. Would love your comments and your feedbacks. Next week, we're going to have a guest, but I'm going to put in the chat now our community to the Mighty Hub. And you guys can join it. You just request to join, and then we'll let you in. And we have lots of things going on in there. We have our events, we have chats, we have different spaces for our different community members and our different premium members and such. But I think you're going to find that being a good space to connect with other Latinas and start building these networks and start showing up to our meetings, which we have a leadership meeting this evening. So hopefully some of you are already coming to that. And then tomorrow we have our speakers club, where you learn and practice public speaking tips, guys. Together, we can really make a dent in this world. Individually, sure, we're going to make some noise. We're going to make some dents. We're going to ping some stuff. But together as a unit, when we work together intentionally, we are going to make some noise. And we are going to get people in power that are going to support the efforts to create a better world. We already know this is not the world that's going to lead us to a beautiful life. We need to make changes in the places where it matters, and that's in politics, unfortunately. But all of that to say, if it is to be, it is up to me. And I want all of you guys to say that to yourself. If it is to be, it is up to me. You play a role. You play a role in all of this. And together we can really do and move mountains. So that is my rant for today. I wanted to just chime in, have my cafecito with you guys, chit chat, and that's it. That's it, guys. All right. I mean, there's a million things I want to say, but I don't want to keep this rambling, and I have a session after this. Pero I hope you guys have a blessed day. I hope you guys go after the things that are important to you, connect with us in our communities, attend our events. We got some awesome things coming for March for Women's Month. And we'll see you guys there. All right, guys, be well, be blessed, make it happen. Take care, guys.